back on the VFR YouTube. What's going on? Mike here, back with another one. Just had to get out today on my VFR800. All right. So how you guys doing this week? New week. Even though I just dropped the video the other day. But Tuesday, early in the week. Yeah, I had to take a break of fixing my R6, which I only dedicate like an hour or two a day, maybe. You know, with parts coming in and stuff like that. Man, you know, you gotta balance your time, man, with work and everything you gotta do. You know, I still love how this bike sounds, but man, that inline 4, man. My brother hit me up, he was like, man, I love how that bike sounds. I'm like, yeah, I know. It does sound really good. Because he was asking me if I was going to put exhaust on it like a can. I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm going to keep it with the shorty pipe on it. But I will say, it is, you know, great to be on my sport touring bikes or having sport touring bikes, because I couldn't, I don't think I can ride that bike for as long as I can ride this bike, or even my CBR, which sits more upright than this bike. But yeah, YouTube, what I wanted to talk about today was shout out to all the people who left comments on my last video with the R6 rebuild about you know, being inspiring and my work ethic and all that. I really appreciate you guys. But I wanted to share with you guys this, you know, if you're just new to my channel, if you haven't, you know, watched my videos from the beginning, just so you know, I mean, my knowledge of bikes, of learning how to work on them, knowing how they work, I kind of always knew how they work because I knew how an engine works in a car, you know. But what I'm trying to say is, prior to me starting my YouTube channel, I had no clue about motorcycles whatsoever, as far as I don't know, as far as brands and styles that much. You know, I didn't know much about, and I'm talking about working on them. I knew about motorcycles, I just didn't know how to work on them, what made them work, you know. So everything that I'm showing you guys or I'm doing is pretty much brand new, you know. It's me learning as I go and figuring it out, going on forums. I rarely ask people questions because most of the information that I can find, you know, is on YouTube. So yeah, I'm getting on the highway real quick. Anytime I get on my VFR, I try to get on the highway a little bit. So so if you guys don't hear me, sorry. Yes. So yeah, everything I'm learning as I go. So like even with my R6, you know, I just I didn't see a video on the speed switch, I didn't see a video on the neutral switch. I just got the part and looked up the location of it on Google and kind of figured it out. Same thing with the pretty much everything, the levers, finding out like the water pump that I'm gonna change. So you know, everything, basically what I wanted to say was, you guys can pretty much kind of do anything you put your mind to, as long as you take the fear out of, alright, I might mess this up. You know, I don't even think about that, and still things mess up. I don't even think about it and things still mess up, but I try not to put that negative energy out there, you know. When it comes to learning how to wire things, I mean, you just know the basics, you know. I know ground, I know you need a ground or a negative and a positive. So, you know, like I did my R6 block all plates came with 2 wires. On the bike there were 3 wires. I just know from my Honda CBR that it was 3 wires too, and one wire was keeping the indicator lights on while the bike was running, and then the other two was, you know, ground, and I guess another positive to flash the blinkers. But, you know, basically, so what I found the 2 wires, a ground, and then find the power, and when it clicked on, it blinked, and that was pretty much it. So, you know, don't be afraid to attempt things. You know, I mean, I have a friend that, shout out to you, homie. He rides the Gixxer 600, pretty much the guy you see in my videos, and he's had a bike since 2016, way before I even thought about getting a bike. And he hit me up and was like, man, I need to change my chain, my spark plugs and air intake. And he's like, I've never messed with the chain or even take off the wheel. I'm afraid with that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you owned a bike for that long and you've always took it to somebody to get it worked on, which is cool, you know. I'm not hating on that or nothing, but I guess being a guy that always likes to work on his own stuff, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I will do you know, all the basic things, but now it's like I'm so confident in me working on them. I'm like, even if it's dropping the motor or changing the heads, or not the headers, but changing, you know, a piston or something crazy. So yeah, man, like I said before, I definitely feel like I'm on a new bike when I ride this bike, even though it's pretty much the same. It's just how it looks, you know. Nice day out today. So yeah, I'm about to get off. Oh, perfect timing to get off. Look at that. Look at all this traffic. Oh my gosh. Perfect timing. I don't know, I just felt it. I sensed it. Look at that, man. There's so much advantages being on a bike, man. So yeah, and when it comes to my work ethic, that's something I've always had though. Like when I'm interested in something, my wife calls me obsessed sometimes. She's like, when I put my mind to something, I have to get it done or find a way to get it done. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. One thing me and my dad had a conversation about, maybe it was a year ago or somewhat, about opportunity. And you know, my whole thing is I was always taught, if you can't find a way, you have to make a way. There's just no giving up, you know. And so when people tell me like I tried everything, and I'm like, well, did you there's a lot of cases where you're out of options. I get that, but you know, sometimes you just gotta keep going, man. Make a way. Like, I know for me, you know, living out my dreams is what I want, and I'm pretty much checked off. You know, getting motorcycles riding was one of my dreams, and my next dream is being in an RV traveling. So I'm always speaking that into existence. That's my plan. And you know, my 5-year goal to have at least be ready to do it, because you know I got things I got to do. But yeah, work ethic is crazy for me, man. That's why when I was leaving my old job years ago, he was like, man, I'll never find somebody as good as you. And I'm like, don't say never, But he's been through a couple people. I still talk to him. He still hasn't found anybody as good as me, man. But, you know, that just stems from my upbringing. And if you are taught, you know, to work, you don't work, you don't eat, then that's kind of what your work ethic is going to be. Sorry guys if the sun is glaring you, but it is what it is. So yeah guys, when it comes to my work ethic, I definitely gotta contribute that to my father. And then, like I said, you don't work, you don't eat. So, you know, it's good that I can inspire people by how I do things. Like I said before, man, this is my first time doing this, so when I answer people's questions, I don't answer it like I'm all-knowing, like I know, you know, everything about the situation. One thing I will say, when it comes to any type of service job, a mechanic, what I do, electrician, when it comes to diagnosing the problem, that's the hardest part usually. Fixing it is probably the easiest part. A lot of people can change parts, but it really takes somebody with smarts to diagnose the problem and know what it really is, you know. So that's a part of my, I guess, when I'm talking about work ethic, it makes me be better, because I'm like, look, I don't want to be like another service guy that just changes parts. I actually want to know what's going on with it. So, you know, it is what it is. I think I'm gonna pull over, show you guys the bike a little bit, whoever hasn't seen it yet, and get a good pic. Matter of fact, I think it's coming up where same picture I took my CBR out here. But yeah, man, being my parents are from different countries, they came over here and they had to work 10 times, I don't want to say 10 times harder than the people that are here, but it's a different coming from a third world country where they literally have none of the things that we have here, to come here and knowing that you can work to have a better life and not work to get that life, you know. I feel like, and I've said this before in other videos, you know, you work for the life that you want to live. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pull over right here, and I say it to my wife all the time, the life I'm living is what I worked for, and I'm gonna be continuing working for it. So yeah, these are farms over here, a lot of farms. But let me just show you what the bike looks like. Put it in neutral. I'm not gonna, it's kind of busy, so I'm not gonna keep it out long, but so yeah, this is the bike. I do need to clean it up a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, let's get back on it. Oh, it's traffic, man. It's traffic. So yeah, guys, you know, like I said, appreciate everybody. Stay tuned for the part 2 of the R6 build. I'm pretty much wrapped up almost on that video, and I'm starting part 3. So there's a lot of things I got to do to it, but I pretty much, after I changed the water pump, I think that's the major stuff that's going on with it, because that little leak started the other day. I didn't see it when I first got it. So, but anyway, man, yeah, you know, if I didn't like doing this, if I didn't love doing this, then I probably wouldn't be doing it. You know, like I have another channel, like I said before in other videos about appliance repair. I haven't put a video on that channel, I don't know, 3-4 months. So, you know, you make time for the things you want to do, and anytime I'm not working or hanging out with family or my wife or doing something productive to learn, I'm working on my bikes or doing something to them, you know. So I still got spark plugs for this bike that I need to change. I got them in, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm going to change all of the spark plugs to iridium spark plugs, and you know, get that done. But I will say, that fan, when I stopped and the speed got over 200, maybe it got close to 220 earlier when I was in traffic, and that fan kicked on and brought it down quick, man, way quicker than the stock fan. So if you have a VFR, get that VTX cooling fan blade. I mean, it keeps this thing so cool, man. These bikes tend to run a little hotter than normal, so you know. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna take it on in. Like I said before, you know, just try things sometimes. You know, if I understand if you spent money on something, don't want to mess it up, and you'd rather somebody else do it, but there's a lot of things you can do on your own, man. Trust me, and I'm always encouraging people to try to work on their own stuff. But hey, I get it, I understand. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next ride. Peace.